All right, everybody, welcome to Nerds of a Certain Vintage. As always, I am Patrick.
And I'm Andy.
And we are nerds who are here for our midweek minute for Wednesday, July 12th, 2023, just in case you're listening to this way in the future.
There you go.
So, cheers.
Here's to you. Good day for a beer.
It's a very good day for
or
a beer.
ginger beer.
Yeah.
Which I guess is still technically a beer, now that I think about it.
Yeah. It's got beer in the name.
It's right there in the name.
Ginger beer.
That's right.
All right. Malt beverage with natural flavors and caramel color added. You know,
it's a fake
for the
beer.
Healthy, you know.
It's a fake ginger beer.
Part. Yeah. You gotta have the healthy.
It says malt beverage. Mm-hmm. And it's not actually a ginger beer.
Yummy.
It's like a cheese food product. It's like Velveeta.
Now you're just trying to get me hungry. All right, so this is our midweek minute for middle of July. This is where we do our news and Pervews.
That's right.
Some big Pervews came out. Did you watch the big Pervews?
I'm not sure that I did. I saw the Wonka Pervoo.
Yeah.
And was that one of the big ones?
That was, I mean, yeah, I would assume.
Yeah.
I think, are we going to start with Wonka?
Yeah, why not? We both saw it, right?
All right. You want my unfiltered opinion?
Please.
It's horrible. Listen, maybe it's you rubbing off on me or something, but I'm jaded now.
Okay.
Like, all of this is just crap.
Yeah.
Everything's just crap nowadays.
Well, I'll give it a shot. Timothy Chalamet.
Chalamet.
He's a charming young man.
Yeah.
I don't know about the sidekick character. I'm not sure what she's all about, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. The introduction of the Oompa Loompa at the end.
That I thought was kind of funny.
Did you?
Yeah. That's
really?
What, Hugh Grant?
Hugh Grant, yeah.
Well, it's not like they can... I don't know. Can you use little people in a part like that these days?
Would you want to? You want to make them, why not use the CG?
Well, that's what they did.
Yeah.
You don't sound like you're too happy about it. Or is it that you didn't like Hugh Grant as that character?
No, I don't mind Hugh Grant. Hugh Grant's kind of fun. Like, the last few things I've seen him in,
he's giving me mixed signals over here, man. I'm not sure how to read you.
No, I'm thinking that this movie is going to be horrible. Just generally. I didn't think acting...
Is it a movie or is it a series?
Is it a series?
I'm not sure.
Let's see. 2023. Story will focus specifically on a young Willy Wonka and how he met the Oompa Loompas on one of his earliest adventures. Looks like it is streaming. No, it's going to be in the movie theaters.
Okay.
This is a full-on movie.
Gotcha.
Yeah. No, I'm not looking forward to it.
Okay. I actually, now that I know it's a movie, I'm kind of with you on that. If it were a series, I would give it a shot because it seems interesting enough.
Yeah.
But as a movie, I don't know. Xander will still want to go see it, so I will still go and drink a Monster Mug.
Yeah, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, I'll probably go see it as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that I'll be pleasantly surprised. Maybe I've set my my expectations so low that I'll come out of it being like, that was a movie.
Well, I was watching a couple of the Super Nerds, and they were talking about how they never saw any point in them remaking it with the Johnny Depp one, in all honesty. They were like, that original one with Gene Wilder was a perfect movie.
Yeah, why would you?
Yeah, it was not just a classic, but it was exactly what a Willy Wonka movie would be. It was fun, it was good for kids, but it was also a little sinister and a little creepy, and that's Roald Dahl.
Yeah.
Top to bottom, left to right. They were like, it was exactly what it set out to be, what it should have been.
Gene Wilder was kind of perfect there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were like, there was never any reason to remake it, much less now do a prequel. But Netflix spent $636 million for the Roald Dahl catalog. I'm sorry, trying to get my mouth around that word. Catalog. So they're going to be turning it all into something.
Yeah.
Movies, TV shows. I hear they're getting into plays, into stage acts. They're doing that Stranger Things play, right?
I guess you can make that stuff. Money to be made, right?
Why not? Sure.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm not looking forward to this movie.
So there you go.
Thought it looked bad. I didn't. There was something about Timothy Chalamet's acting in it. Like he was putting on a. It's almost like they think that Wonka has to be all affect instead of just being a character.
Right.
You know? Mm-hmm. Willie... yeah, no. I'm hoping to be pleasantly surprised, but I'm jaded.
Yeah, I can understand.
Yes.
Do you see any Pervews that you did like?
I did. I saw Blue Beetle. I think the Blue Beetle Pervu looks pretty good.
Okay, that's the second one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The final trailer.
I have not watched it yet. I saw that it was out. Apparently there's a bit where one of his family calls Batman a fascist, and the Batman fans were up in arms. But I have to say, there was a... that sort of description of him was prominent in The Dark Knight Returns. Right. So it's not like that's coming out of nowhere.
Right.
There's some precedent in the canon that some people consider him a fascist. But in all honesty, my understanding of fascism in general is government. Like, we're close to fascism here, government and corporations being tied together at the hip is fascism.
I would imagine that people who are calling Batman a fascist are people who don't understand Batman.
Yeah.
You know? And I could see how that could be part of the mythos of Gotham. Like, if you're a thug in Gotham, mm-hmm. you're thinking, we're just trying to get a little piece of the pie. You know? And,
no, I think thugs are the
Batman
last one. They're the last ones can judge anybody, man, as far as I'm concerned. But I would
they're
think,
the ones who are going to be like, that guy's a fascist.
But I would think people who are on the far left of the political spectrum, like the folks in San Francisco that allow the open drug markets because these people are victims, and so they shouldn't. Their choice of being addicts and mentally ill should not be questioned. Now, people like those would find a character like Batman to be a fascist.
How did we get there from the Blue Beetle?
I'm just saying. That's
Blue Beetle looks like... here's what I will say about the Blue Beetle Pervu. Mm-hmm. All right? I was super jazzed for The Flash based on the Pervus.
Right.
I thought it was going to be a fun movie, and I was sorely disappointed.
Gotcha.
I think this is going to be a fun movie, but I think my expectations are a little bit lower. For this movie.
Sure.
I think it's going to be a smaller scale kind of story.
I read something that said it was like a cross between Iron Man and Spider-Man No Way Home. Now, I don't think they mean that Spider-Man No Way Home is in the multiverse stuff. I think they mean
the coming of age and learning
so probably
deal with your powers and all that
probably
stuff.
Home. What was the first one called? Homecoming?
The Homecoming, yeah.
Homecoming. So it's probably more of a cross between Iron Man and Spider-Man Homecoming. Because, young man getting these powers. They're much more Iron Man style. But, there's that whole alien thing.
No, the effects look really cool. The suit looks really cool. We'll see what happens. I think we might be in the end of days for superhero movies, though.
Well, James Gunn has said this is the first movie of his DCU, even though it was made based on the old DCU. So... I guess he likes the script.
So that is his official stamp of approval, because he said that he liked The Flash, but that was more salesmanship than anything else.
Probably, plus the fact that it was already 90% made, I think, when they brought him on, and so it wasn't like if he was like, no, this is shit and it's never going to be part of my universe, then nobody would have gone to see it. I mean, probably fewer people would have gone to see it.
I think we're going to see in this movie. I think we're going to get Ted Kord, Blue Beetle too.
Maybe.
I think
I didn't read the article, but there was something said that there were going to be some other faces that you would recognize. And I think the thing about James Gunn in this is
Shazam.
He wasn't. Well, let's hope not. My expectation is that it's not going to be somebody from the old universe, and that's part of.
You know who we're talking about then? Someone we might recognize associated with Blue Beetle. Who
has been mentioned? No, this is. I think we would have heard more about that if he was to show up. Let's fact he's not a part of this Blue Beetle. This is not his Blue Beetle. Ted Kord is his Blue Beetle.
Yeah, but if Ted Kord's in this, there might be a post-credit scene.
Maybe. I feel like probably what happened with this movie is that it did not pull enough from the Snyderverse that it couldn't be written into this universe. And so James Gunn is giving it essentially the stamp of approval because it doesn't fuck anything up, essentially.
All right.
It's not... Blue Beetle is a especially the new version of Blue Beetle is a very tertiary character.
Well, the original was a...
Yeah, that's true too. That's true too. But so you can have a movie with him and not and it's not necessary depending on how world-ending the plot line is. You know how Hollywood writers can't write anything that's not world-ending, but you know, hopefully this one is just piece of alien technology shows up. The guys, it's like Ben 10.
This did not seem like alien tech in this Purview. It seemed like it had been produced by some corporation.
Probably the Ted Cord Corporation.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, the Cord Corporation was there.
Well, they got a ton of like megalomaniac billionaires in D.C. Lex Luthor being the obvious one, but also Simon Stagg and who was the guy that was in Superman and Lois in the first season. He ended up being a Kryptonian in that version, but in the comics, I don't think he is. Can't remember his name.
Yeah. Well, in this, it's almost like there's another suit of armor that somebody else gets, and so I'm not sure if
there were pictures of the villain, and they were like, oh no, another villain that's just another version of the hero. Yeah, they were like, come on guys, can't you just come up with something new, something different?
Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't even have to be new. It just has to be different than what everyone else is doing.
Yeah,
I will
give
say
them
this.
A different power set. Any other power set.
Right. I will say this: that in the Flash movie, at least they didn't have Reverse Flash or Zoom.
They kind of did.
Did they?
Like, well.
Oh well, yeah. He became. I don't know. I think
there
is
kind of a warped version of Flash.
Right, but he wasn't necessarily the big bad. That may be kind of what was missing in the movie.
A big bad. Any sense of continuity?
Yeah.
Quality script writing? Good effects?
A villain driving the story as opposed to things that needed to be overcome, like in a chain. Like they were all kind of set up one little bit at a time. And almost like an excuse to have a multiverse where they could show Nick Cage as some things like that.
They were going to bring back Michael Keaton. That's where the real money is.
Yep, well... I dig
nostalgia.
That was what drove many of us to the theaters, right? Was to see that.
I was perfectly happy to see Hobo Batman.
But you know, I was that way originally when they were like, "Oh, it's going to be Flashpoint Paradox," and I was like, "That's just a bad idea, man." It's fine in the comic books where you have a gazillion stories, all before and after and around,
and you need to clean it up.
Yeah, if you want to do something like, the Infinity Crisis or whatever, that's fine. But for your first movie to be that multiverse. Like mix it up bullshit. That
you got to go straight to 11.
Yeah,
you crank that thing up.
You got to crank that.
It's amp Marty McFly at the beginning, like playing the guitar at the beginning of Back to the Future.
Yeah, they should have had the Turtle Man.
They should have
had Turtle Man in there. Just that would be a mind bender. Like the concept of how you make a villain dangerous whose power is that he's slow.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. It does matter. Mm-hmm. So of those two, of course, I'm looking forward to Blue Beetle.
The Blue Beetle.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to it too.
I also saw Joaquin Phoenix.
Got the great George Lopez in it.
Yeah. With a bonkers hairdo.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Guy. Yeah. I think he's the one who said Batman's a fascist.
Well, then I'm going to give him a pass on that.
I also watched Joaquin Phoenix as Napoleon.
You mean Joaquin?
Joaquin. Yes.
You got to get a little bit more of that Hakkinen in there. Joaquin. There's no way to actually pronounce that name properly. It's not possible.
Absolutely not.
Unless you just say Joaquin. Is it Joaquin?
I think it's Joaquin.
Just say Joaquin.
Yeah. I saw Ahsoka. Did you watch the Ahsoka trailer? We don't need to talk about Napoleon. It's a period piece.
I know. And he looks very, I don't know, maybe stoic would be the nicest way to put it.
Yes. Yeah.
Wooden would be.
I'm pretty sure he decided to become Napoleon.
Probably so. To the best of his ability. I prefer the.
I shouldn't have started with the sweet one.
Yeah,
It goes down way too fast.
Well, you can see my mango cart's almost gone too.
Oh, all right, so 1 through 5 then.
Yeah, 5.
5.
I prefer the Napoleon from
Tropical Pineapple.
There you go.
Kolsch.
I prefer the Napoleon from either Bill and Ted or from Time Bandits.
I prefer the Bill and Ted. Waterloo. This is of course Oscar play. I'm sure we got to get Joaquin his Oscar.
That's right. Did he get one for the Joker?
I don't think so. He might have been nominated, but I don't think he would. Like nobody wants to give the Joker a prize. That's horrible.
That's probably a bad idea.
So did you see the Ahsoka trailer?
I saw one of the earlier Ahsoka trailers.
Yeah, this looks. I mean, it looks fun. It looks
Star Warsy.
Star Warsy.
Yeah, it's very.
Something to be disappointed by, I'm sure.
Right. Yeah.
I haven't watched much of the recent Star Wars stuff. I didn't watch any of...
it's very, very light on men, except the villain.
Well, he's purple. Right? Is he green or... I don't know.
I don't know. Well,
there's a couple different bad guy men.
Well, great.
Yeah. Do you think we're going to get any flashbacks with Hayden Christensen?
Only if he's a villain.
No, because she would have known him working with him when he wasn't a villain.
Then I'm going to say
it says Hayden Christensen, Anakin Skywalker, shows up in one episode.
All right.
According to IMDb,
we'll see how villainous he is, since men can only be villains in Star Wars.
Well, I don't know. David Tennant is in there.
David Tennant?
Yep. Ray Stevenson, he's the other bad guy.
He's the prominent bad guy in the thing. I love Ray Stevenson, and he plays a good heavy, so that's cool.
Lars Mikkelsen is playing Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Who is it? Oh, his brother, Mads Mikkelsen's brother.
I guess
he is. Yeah, they were. I saw they were talking on Super Nerd podcast.
Yeah, Lars Mikkelsen.
They called him what? Smurf Musk. Because he's blue.
His alternate name, Lars Dittman Anderson. Yeah. Yeah, relatives. Mads Mikkelsen.
There you go.
Sibling. He was the voice of Prince in the Danish release of Garfield, A Tale of Two Kitties.
Fantastic. No, I mean, a credit is a credit, man. What are you going to do, right?
Yeah, paychecks, man. Yeah, I don't know. Ezra's supposed to be in this.
Ezra Miller?
No, Ezra Bridger. Like, don't you know? Ezra is one of the good guys from Star Trek, one of the animated series. Star Trek...
you talking about Star Wars Rebels or Star Wars Clone?
Star Wars Rebels, I think, is what Ezra was in.
Okay.
He's a good guy.
Now that name does not...
They got Captain Rex. He's a good guy.
Captain Rex.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta like a guy named Captain King, essentially.
Yeah. Well, let's see what it looks like.
I don't know how that guy doesn't get a swelled head.
Yeah. I'll be interested, you know.
Throwing a little of my high school Latin in there.
Mostly because I love Rosario Dawson.
Yeah. Well, she's the only reason I'm really... Well, no, I won't say that. I do want to go see that Haunted Mansion.
Do you know?
Yeah.
All right.
It's going a little bit more for the horror vibe, which I dig.
All right.
It's a goofy cast of characters, including our favorite Danny DeVito.
Of course.
And
is Danny DeVito in it?
Danny DeVito's in it, yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Hold on, I gotta see this.
Owen Wilson. Wow.
That'd be super dead.
He's the one with the axe. You know they're dead, right? They're about to be
super dead.
They're about to be deader.
Yeah. It's got Jamie Lee Curtis, Winona Ryder, and Rosario Dawson.
Yeah, see?
Man. Jared Leto, Danny DeVito. There you go.
I'm surprised you would doubt me.
Tiffany Haddish.
I'm actually not surprised that you would doubt me.
Did you hear that?
My memory these days is shit.
Wasn't After Party back?
It's coming. Yeah. The second season is approaching. And Tiffany Haddish and the great Sam Richardson are in it.
Right.
And
why did I think that it was back?
It's supposed to be starting very shortly, but I don't think it's on yet. It might have started this week. I don't know.
Is that on Apple?
It is.
All right. Search.
Apple Plus.
After Party. Let's see. The After Party. I'm going to see when it starts because I got to put that on my watch.
Well, that's not bad.
What is it?
It's a peach triple. Hardywood. Okay. I was hoping for a little bit more peach, but there's enough peach, and then there's a little bit of almost like a cinnamon to it. So, and it's a triple ale with Virginia peaches. I'm glad to hear that we have peaches here in Virginia.
All right.
That they're prominent enough to be referred to as Virginia peaches.
Are they?
Apparently, I'm just reading off that. Now, where is Hardywood?
Hardywood. That sounds made up. That sounds like a made up.
No, it's a real place. I mean, it's not a real place, but it is in Virginia because it says Virginia Roots. So it's right here. It's a local place. I don't know where though. Have to search it out. Go on a day trip. enjoy ourselves some delicious Virginia brewskis.
Play episode. I can play the first episode of the second season of
On your
After
computer?
Party.
All right, so it's out.
It's out.
Fantastic. That might be the thing to watch after the podcast.
Maybe.
Since there's no more Ted Lasso, now I'm sad.
You can rewatch Ted Lasso. I'm rewatching Ted Lasso.
Well, that's because your wife is watching it.
Yeah.
Finally.
And it
finally
is.
got her on board.
There's some interesting stuff that is coming to light
That you missed the first time?
that I missed the first time. That has actually addressed some of the concerns you had about the second season. About the third season.
You missed the second season? The second time you watched it, you missed it? Because I know this is not the second time this is the third time you've watched it.
Right, but there's things that I've seen in this rewatch of the first seson.
Lesbian sort of things?
Lesbian sort of things with Keely.
Okay.
Keely.
I'm not sure.
No. Anyway, who cares? Who cares? Yeah, so the only other Pervu I saw was for a movie called Aporia, which is a time travel movie with...
Say no more, please.
Judy Greer. And this, again, made me just sad. Like, it's almost like everything has to be time travel. Everything.
Well, that would be fine if these writers even had the slightest predilection to sit down and think about it for a little while.
Well, if any of these movies does, I mean, this seems to, well, I don't know. Like, you can never judge these things without actually watching the movie.
Yeah.
And by then, you're invested. You're too late. Like,
I mean, you get occasionally, like the first season of Russian Dolls was very good.
yes.
Second season was off the rails. Didn't make any damn sense at all. But
Well, yeah, I mean, there was no reason to make a second season of that.
well, you could. I don't know that it's about whether there's a reason, but once again, they got on message and lost the trail of good writing. Like, it was all about her, her Jewish heritage or some such, wasn't it? Something like that.
Yeah, going back in time to,
Yeah.
I don't know,
To rescue her
gold
family
and stuff,
treasures from the Nazis.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you talking about here? It didn't make any damn sense. So anyway.
all right. Any other Pervus?
Yes, Toho Studios is making another Godzilla movie.
Okay.
And it's called Godzilla -1. Apparently something of a prequel, though I couldn't tell from the preview, but giant monster action.
Okay.
And the Toho Studios does it a little bit better, in my mind, than the big studios, because they don't do all these long shots from far away, and they don't sort of represent the giantness of the monster based on its reference points to big buildings and other large things.
Human scale stuff.
They do down low, like the feet looking up. They do a lot more of that, and I'm like, that's cool. So.
Did we talk about this? I thought I said... No, it was some streaming service that has all of that, right? That had just gotten access.
Well, they're doing a Godzilla TV show on one of the streaming services. I can't remember which.
Okay.
The MonsterVerse. So that's the American version. But like I said, this is Toho. I've still never got you to see the Shin Godzilla movie.
Yes.
Which is a bit more of a slow
Eventually.
burn. Yeah.
Yeah.
So. But this looks cool. So I'm down for that. That's going to be my trailer, Pervu de la Settimana Manam.
Yeah, I guess mine...
I have one gripe. His teeth are too small. They've kind of revamped their image
not
of
Fang-like?
Godzilla. They are, but he would
they
be
human teeth?
If he was a human, they're sharp. But if he was a human, he'd be one of those people with those little tiny chiclet teeth that you're just like, that's creepy.
Yeah. Well, when you've got a atomic breath...
For the size of him, he has tiny little teeth. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the enamel just can't survive the atomic breath.
You
It
would
wears it
need
down.
the body would need a lot of calcium to produce that kind of large teeth. So I get it. He's probably very calcium deprived. That guy.
I don't know. He's fish bones and stuff.
It's a lot of fish bones to make teeth like that, or bones, or pretty much anything.
Kelp. How's a kelp for calcium?
He's probably like a giant jellyfish. There's probably no structure to him at all.
That's why he's just like...
It's like, he wobbles around like an inflatable.
He's a weeble wobble.
That's right.
All right, well then, I guess just out of... should I do Blue Beetle or should I do Ahsoka?
No, it's a fantastic question.
Yes. All right. I've made my decision.
Which is the cleaner, dirty shirt, man?
Napoleon it is.
Napoleon,
there we go.
Go for the Oscar bait, man. That's never a bad decision, really.
I bet the action in Ahsoka will be better than the action in Blue Beetle.
Maybe.
Even though Ahsoka is a TV series.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Ahsoka's going to take itself way too seriously, and Blue Beetle's going to try too hard to have some Marvel humor in there that's not going to quite hit.
So not seriously enough?
You know.
Yeah.
Sort of
even from the Pervews, there was some like silliness.
Yeah.
Like the grandma picks up a big gun at the end and is like shooting everybody. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm good. Good with that.
I just want a good movie. I just want something.
A nice throwdown. I don't even need a good movie. I mean, we'll talk about it in the adjacent. Just need a decent Monster Mug delivery device.
Okay. Something you've watched recently?
Well, a lot of the movies I've bought. Transformers, Beast Wars. Once again, robot stuff. Cool.
Is that Beast Wars or Rise of the Beasts or whatever?
It's probably Rise of the Beasts. Who knows? Yeah, about the same.
Doesn't matter.
I
won't remember.
Robot stuff, cool. Human stuff, really stupid. Couldn't be entirely cut out. Nobody would have missed it at all.
Yeah.
But totally fine for,
delivering a monster mug.
I got that monster mug, man.
And
I discovered
was Asteroid City a good monster mug delivery vehicle?
But Asteroid City was just a good movie.
Yeah.
That was the thing, and I've discovered the perfect monster mug
kind of mindless
volume is 1.5.
Okay.
Which is a shame because you buy the monster mug because it saves a little money.
Yeah.
But 2 monster mugs is too much. But a monster mug and a pint, perfect.
Is there a time limit on these?
Fantastic. Well, you're right.
You get those 3-hour movies?
No, I mean, how long was the Dial of Destiny?
The Dial of Destiny.
Was that 220 or 240?
Let's see. IMDb. Dial of Destiny. It was 2 hours 34 minutes.
Okay, so almost 240. So,
probably 10 minutes worth of not trailers, but
credits.
Credits at the end.
So probably more like 230 or something like that. But no, I in the last couple of movies I've taken to, they go a little long. I get a pint, and it's perfect. It's very it's very rare that I'm looking for more beer at that point.
Yeah, I mean
but that's when I'm really like willing to spend some cash because man, it's getting expensive out there.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
When we went to see Asteroid City, did I get a second? I don't remember if I got a second. We got the first before we even went in.
Did we get a second?
I don't remember.
I don't know. We didn't.
No.
We definitely didn't. We could have, but we didn't.
We definitely should have.
Maybe.
But I think the perfect movie to deliver a monster mug is kind of mindless.
Yeah.
You just want to be like, okay, giant monsters smashing into each other.
Asteroid City, we wanted to kind of keep watch and kind of get the nuance.
You got to pay attention to the background and the details and all that stuff.
The subtlety of the absurd humor and that kind of thing. Yeah.
Or you might miss Scarlett Johansson naked.
That was not Scarlett Johansson naked in no way. That's what was so funny about that is they did that and then they made a comment.
Why did you say that? Why would it... how do you know? I wasn't like... It was blink and you miss it. Like, I have no idea.
The body double was clearly not Scarlett Johansson because in the very same scene...
They talk about...
they talk about a body double, but she's wearing a robe and she leans over... And her breasts are so much bigger than whoever they had the body double doing. There's just no possible way.
All right.
So I was just like...
it's like you took a mental picture or something. Like,
yeah, absolutely, man. When I saw the body double, I was like, that's not Scarlett Johansson. There's no possible way that's Scarlett Johansson.
Let me see. Scarlett...
Plus the fact she's too big a star to do nude scenes like that.
That's not true. She was a pretty big star when she did... Under the Skin or whatever. And she was totally naked in that?
Yes, but that's...
Too artsy for you? The A24?
Well, I think two things. In A24, I think it was very necessary to the storyline, obviously. And that was a very sort of experimental film, so I could see her being willing to do that as an actress. In this, the nude scene was almost part of a joke.
Yeah.
And so it was not necessary for her to do it. And it contributed to it. I think what may have happened is that they might have suggested she do the nude scene, and she was like, "No, I'm not doing that." And they were like, "Okay, we'll get a body double," and then
we'll make a joke out of it.
And then they just made a good joke out of it, and it hit very well. So,
all right, let's see.
It was very self-referential without being like meta, so it was very cool.
All right, so I am looking.
Are you looking whether it tells you?
I put in Scarlett Johansson body double Asteroid City,
and you got what? Dr. Skin. What is that? What is that guy that does that say?
Let's see, Asteroid City, Scarlett Johansson body double question. Yeah, there's a bunch of TikTok stuff. Stun double. Is she the body double? Yeah, I'll have to. Clearly, I'll have to research it.
Yeah, just wipe your browser history after, man.
Yeah.
Be smart about this, okay? I do not need to research it. I know absolutely. There's not even a scintilla of a question in my mind that was not her.
Let's see.
In addition, we've seen her from Under the Skin, and it just didn't look the same.
Yes. Wes Anderson's movies are largely nudity-free affairs. This is from uprocks.com.
Right.
But not Asteroid City and the Darjeeling Limited short Hotel Chevalier with Natalie Portman. Scarlett Johansson has a brief nude scene in the 1950s set film, one that made Anderson deeply uncomfortable. So I'm not seeing if it's...
No, well,
this is written as if it is Johansson, but
there's no way. Sorry. And also the fact that if she did a nude scene in an earlier film and it made him uncomfortable, that's almost another reason for him to make a joke out of it, right? That makes it even a third layer of self-referential humor, in all honesty.
How about this as a paragraph, all right?
Uh-huh.
Anderson has been described as shy and that he needs a deep connection with his actors. So it's not surprising that he turned into a red-faced schoolboy while shooting a nude scene. This would not have been the case if it involved Johansson's Asteroid City co-star Willem Dafoe, however. He would have been too distracted by the actor's enormous dick to be embarrassed.
I feel like Willem Dafoe wrote that.
Probably.
Too funny. I will say this too before we move on to Pervews. There's a Twisted Metal Pervoo.
I saw there was a Pervoo. I did not actually watch.
There was a teaser before, but this was a full-on Pervoo. Okay. And guess who else is in it with Anthony Mackie?
Chris Pine.
No, Stephanie Beatrice.
Stephanie Beatrice.
From
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
All right, she could look like she could kick some ass.
Rosa Diaz,
the
character.
Yeah.
She's clearly in the Perview.
Rosa.
She's really in the Perviews, playing more of a Rosa Diaz character than herself.
It makes it. She's like the sweetest girl.
Exactly.
Well,
that's the thing, right? Mariana, they would be best friends because she loves crafts and knitting and stuff. But she plays a badass very well, and that's what she plays in this.
Well, she's got the physicality to pull it off.
So the premise is there was a big war, and now most major cities are walled off fortress-like affairs. And Anthony Mackie hires himself out to drive the lawless roads between cities to deliver supplies and packages and stuff.
Okay.
So,
it's got a crazy looking clown thing.
Yeah.
What
are you doing? Okay, that's fine. Sorry, that was my bulldog is making a bunch of noise. I want to make sure he wasn't chewing on his foot.
Got Nev Campbell in it too.
No surprise.
No surprise?
Yeah, a little surprise.
Yeah. All right. Hey, listen, that might be a good Monster Mug delivery device.
It's a series.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
All right.
It's half hour, and
it's an
action. It's an action series that's only half hour long episodes. Which
my
is
statement
bizarre.
still stands.
I can't imagine. Yeah, still Monster Mug delivery device. Man, you have to really pound a Monster Mug to get it down in half an hour.
You don't think you could?
I could totally
the first one of the day. You could.
I could totally.
Listen, you fill it up with
my mango cart.
Mango cart.
It'd be gone in 15 minutes.
Yeah. What did I have the other day that was mostly foam? Was that mango?
That
cart?
was mango cart. Yeah.
I That guy just didn't know how to play.
I ordered the Sam Adams, which ended up being a good choice because it took 20 minutes for you to get your mango cart.
Yeah.
From after they had to drain all of the foam off it.
Which clearly is the only reason I didn't get a second one.
I don't think that was it. You were too red faced from Scarlett Johansson's nude scene.
She was
Air
nude.
quotes.
I'm totally believing she's naked. Give me this. I don't. It literally happens like this. Like,
well, plus the fact that when they show the body, the head is cut off. Like it's like you don't see it.
Well, you see it in the mirror. What? The way it was framed was like the nudity happened in the mirror.
Right, with the head cut off.
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember the head being cut off.
There was no head.
I'm worried about you when you're thinking about the head being cut off.
No, the scene was framed so that it was just your body and you couldn't see your face.
In the mirror.
Exactly.
All right. I'm still thinking it doesn't matter.
We're
spending way too much time talking about it. Like a hypothetical.
I can tell you didn't look up, man.
Why would I?
I was like, that is so obviously not her, and like her face.
I guess we'll have to see it again.
Yeah. I would love to see it again. If we're talking about news, in that same vein, I have a little bit more information about the next Wes Anderson thing, The Wonderful World of Henry Sugar.
Okay.
We talked about this
with
before.
What's his name?
Benedict
Dr.
Cumberbatch.
Strange.
This is a series, actually. It's going to be 4 episodes. They're short. Wes Anderson is referring to them as short films, and they're based on a Roald Dahl series of short stories.
So they're on Netflix.
They will be on Netflix, right?
Okay.
Well, Netflix bought the catalog, so I think there are 8 overall stories in this Henry Sugar storyline thing.
Okay.
And he's doing 4 of them, and it's going to be Benedict Cumberbatch, obviously, Ralph Fiennes. What else we got here? Dev Patel, Ben Kingsley, and I also saw that the guy from IT Crowd.
The Irish guy? Or
no, the other guy. Can't remember his name. Ayoade?
Ayoade.
Yeah, he's going to be in it too.
All right.
But essentially, Ralph Fiennes plays Roald Dahl. Benedict Cumberbatch plays the titular character Henry Sugar, and everybody else will be different characters depending on the story. So they'll all be in apparently they'll all be in all the 4 stories, but they will play different characters, except probably for those 2.
So it's not a anthology, right?
Not an anthology in as far as it's like different characters, different stories. It's all going to be Henry Sugar. So I'm sure Benedict Cumberbatch just plays that character, and each story is a different sort of adventure of his. But the other actors will come on probably playing different characters from the sounds of it.
So it's more like what's the
Clones?
other,
Yes.
I'm thinking like the Peacock show with what's her name, where she was a girl on the run with the ability to tell if someone was bullshitting.
Yeah.
What was the name of that show?
Our favorite from the Russian Dolls. Can't remember. Pure Honesty.
Yes.
To tell the truth.
Lord. Russian doll. Natasha Lyonne.
Natasha Lyonne, right.
In... What's she known for?
Russian Dolls.
And Poker Face.
Poker Face.
That's the other.
Well, it wasn't... Once again, those aren't really anthologies if you do a series where it's the same character having different adventures. I don't consider that an anthology.
No, of course not, because then, like, Murder, She Wrote and all of those.
All of them are anthologies, right. But it's not like Poker Face in that there aren't the same actors showing up in each adventure playing a different character.
Right.
You know, that doesn't happen in most sort of episodic kind of detective shows. So.
All right, well, we got to move on to news. Let's talk about
this
news.
Is news.
Are we talking about news?
Yeah.
Did you hear about
the show is due out in 2023, so it should be here before the end of the year.
So it's in post-production.
It's already been filmed, yeah.
All right, cool.
I think they started in 2022, if what I read was correct. But I thought, hey, man.
I need more Wes Anderson in my life.
Well, part of the reason I started reading the story is that apparently Asteroid City has made more domestically than The French Dispatch.
Okay.
So they were kind of...
How hard could that be? Really? Like Americans are going to go see something called like the French Dispatch.
The French Dispatch is kind of what opened the door for Wes Anderson films for me. Because when I saw the trailer, I thought, that looks cool. That looks like a lot of fun, and it looks weird and funny. I really wanted to see it. But it showed up... I was unaware of how Wes Anderson movies... You have to wait for them and be ready. And get down there. Because you're not going to be in there very long for the most part.
Right.
There are probably places in the country where they play for a while, but around here they're going to be there for a week or two, and you better get in there and see them.
Yeah, unless it's like De Niro. Then you might be able to see it for a couple of weeks.
Or unless it's now where there's not as many movies coming out as there used to be. Nothing's going to boot it out. It's got, up at Edinburgh, they need space. They have space.
They got movies. They need content.
That's right. So we go see it more again and again. But apparently, the Grand Budapest Hotel is his biggest movie. It made 173 million internationally.
Oh, good.
On a
173 million
on a $25 million budget. So
all right,
that was a big hit for him.
Asteroid City is at 40 million internationally. Mm-hmm. Grand Budapest. P-E-C-H-T, I'm pretty sure. That's it. Grand Budapest.
Yeah.
173. 59 million domestically.
Right, that's his biggest hit. Isle of Dogs did well too. Apparently he makes pretty decent movie, and as we have surmised, it's because his actors will come and do
nothing. They'll take work for scale.
They'll take like scale to be in this film
just because they're interesting. Like they're not
they're not your regular bullshit kind of thing. Plus the fact that, like he said, he prefers actors that he's friends with, because so I'm sure it's essentially like a fun project,
Right.
They get enough money to build nice sets, and
they're not complete green screen.
Right.
It's just
it's all practical.
It's all practical.
Except
for the alien.
What do you bet the vending machine that made martinis was making real martinis?
All right, 1 through 4.
3.
3. All right, I think I'm going in for my first non-alcoholic. Yep. Athletic Brewing Company. Upside Dawn Golden. All right, well, anyway, what other news do you have?
Well, the big news, Superman Legacy.
Yeah, all kinds of casting
all the casting,
news.
Right? What do you think of Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner?
Nah. I mean, listen, I love Nathan Fillion.
Right.
I just think of, I think he's just aged out of being the Green Lantern.
Well, I feel like what James Gunn is doing with this movie, clearly with all of this casting,
and he's a buddy.
He likes to bring him in and as in these little cameos. But and Guy Gardner is not Hal Jordan or
do they give him the haircut?
Jon Stewart. They're not going to give him the bowl cut. In the pictures that they kept showing, it was more like a buzz cut. So they're probably going to give him the bowl cut. But
I'm disappointed.
That would be fun if you're buddies with somebody you're doing a cameo thing. Yes, give him the worst fucking haircut you can think of. That's how you do it.
Yeah,
that's how dudes do. But I feel like the indication you're getting is that Superman Legacy is, and I like this. We talked about this in Titans. This is a world that's already full of heroes.
Okay.
Superheroes, right? It's not like the thing about Marvel. They've done a nice job creating their universe. But they did the same thing a lot of things do, is that they don't start in the middle. They start superheroes started here. Like they just started.
Right.
And then they kind of do prequels and backdating it, and okay, now we're going to do Captain America from back in World War II, even though we didn't mention him at all, to the best of my knowledge, in Iron Man. But that's the second movie or whatever, right? But all of a sudden, other than him being a World War II legend, all these heroes just suddenly show up. And then we're like, okay, we'll do Captain Marvel from the 70s.
Right.
But you're always kind of pushing. You clearly didn't conceive of that situation to begin with, or you would have had references going forward. You're all now filling in the background.
And you've got to find a reason why the Fantastic Four hasn't been around.
Exactly. Yeah, this is the difficulty. Now he's Gunn.
All negative zone, man. I'm guessing they're in the negative zone.
Who knows? Annihilus. Could be Annihilus. Yeah. It's always Annihilus.
Maybe it was Doctor Strange did one of those spells to make everybody forget them.
Please, no. There's no telling, but it's like dumb stuff. It ends up being dumb stuff because you're backfilling. Right. But he's essentially, if he's creating a universe where all of these characters already exist, And it's Superman at a younger age, but he's going to meet characters that have been in the game, for whatever amount of time.
Right.
Then it's all different ages. They would have to be.
Okay.
That was kind of the nice thing about what Zack Snyder was doing, is that Batman was older Batman. In the Snyderverse.
He'd been Batman.
Right.
They dropped him in midway. Superman had been around, except, they did the origin story.
Yeah.
But Batman was just kind of Batman. He was out there Batmaning around, and Wonder Woman was just
He was Batmaning it up. Yeah, how Batman does.
He does. That's how he do.
So, and I think as a conceit, that's a stronger position to say, this is young Superman, but there have been other superheroes. He's not the first guy out here with powers. He shows up and he's the strongest thing that exists that anybody has ever seen. That's a whole, it's a whole different game then after your Batmans and your now Green Lantern is pretty powerful too as far as that goes. But
because he can make whatever he
can imagine.
You can imagine,
right?
And it's just the power of his will.
Well, that was kind of what happened in the second Dark Knight series. Is he shows up and he's almost godlike, the Green Lantern.
In the Dark Knight series,
there was the Dark Knight Returns. So you haven't read the. You read that one.
I try to stay away from Batman stuff.
Try to stay from iconic comic books series. You read the Dark Knight Returns because I gave you my book, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you haven't read the second.
No.
Okay, chapter. And there's a third chapter that I haven't even read, but...
Okay.
I will, I'll lend that to you. The art in it is not good, because I think, what's his name, who did The Dark Knight and did 300 and did all that kind of stuff, I guess he hurried through it. His art was not terribly good in that comic, but...
All right.
The story was still pretty decent.
Okay.
So even though it's my most hated situation where Brainiac is once again the villain, Brainiac is the Superman version of the Riddler. Everything ends up being the Riddler. Everything in Superman ends up being Brainiac at the end of the day. And I'm like, fuck a bunch of Brainiac. So I hate that. I hate that.
But we have Edie Gathegi. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
As Mr. Terrific, he played Darwin.
X-Men First Class, and he played Laurent in the
clearly the person who's going to be killed first.
Not if he's Mr. Terrific, man.
I'm saying Darwin.
Exactly. A character named Darwin,
whose power is evolving to survive things, and he gets killed. Stupid.
Once again.
And then we've got Isabella Merced playing Hawk Girl.
Right. And you know what she was known for? She's Dora.
Oh, yes. The live-action Dora.
She's the live-action Dora. So,
all right.
We'll see.
Dora.
And there was another casting thing that I saw right before.
Yeah, Daniel Craig.
As Lex Luthor, right.
Yeah.
But that's not even the other one that I saw. Do you remember...
Metamorpho or whatever his name
Anthony Carrigan.
Yeah, he looks like the character.
He does.
Yeah, get that guy on the Marvel diet.
He played Victor Zsasz in the Gotham series, which you never watched.
I never watched it.
But he was a good Zsasz.
All right.
So,
well, listen, I've got a picture of him next to the comic book accurate Metamorpho. That guy's got to put some work in.
He's got to put some weight on. That's right. He's gonna have to start steroiding it up. Human growth hormone, man. All I'm saying, a little human growth hormone.
Bodysuits, man.
It never hurt anyone except everyone who took it.
You're gonna pump you.
That's right. You just get that muscle suit. You get these giant, muscly guys with their skinny little necks. It looks a little weird, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of characters in this movie.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried at this many characters in a Superman movie.
Yeah, we'll see how it works out, man. We'll see what the plot line is.
Are they saying that this is going to be the JLA or whatever it is? Hal Jordan, not Hal Jordan.
Guy Gardner.
You got a Green Lantern, a Hawk Girl.
Well, if it's the Justice League, it's not the original Justice League. It's like Justice League Unlimited. So,
or it's like the Avengers has a rotating cast of characters. So
They will get to that, and but the Justice League has always been like that. Almost everybody gets invited to be in the Justice League if you're a superhero. Yeah. So, and it's
greatest Justice League character of all time,
Booster Gold.
Booster Gold. Batman was taking orders from that guy.
As long as he didn't fuck it up. Yeah. As soon as he started fucking it up, Batman would be like, "No, we're not doing that." Shut.
I let you play the role.
Yeah. I hope you had fun. I'm glad you got experience. Shut up and do what I tell you now. So.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
So, that guy, he's got the look.
He does. I only have one other piece of news.
Okay.
Final Fantasy 16 was released with the new PlayStation system just recently.
Okay.
They're going to make a stage play musical out of it.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
But we're gonna have to go. You're gonna have to get a teaching gig in Japan for us to go see it, because it's at the Hyogo Takarazuka Grand Theater.
Okay.
Which is not in England.
It's not in England.
Too bad, because I love them sausage rolls.
All right. Hey, I dig stage plays. We know we dig stage plays.
The Airbnb you get in Japan is going to be like a little pod. It's going to be. It's going to be like the shower.
Can I get a 2-bedroom Airbnb in Japan?
The bed.
I do not understand. What does that mean?
The bed swings up and there's a shower like behind it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's from the Fifth Element.
Yeah,
it's that
multi-pass. Yep. It's exactly what you get.
Yes. I have
and the refrigerator is just a drawer in the bottom of the bed. Before you turn it up, you upend it for the shower, and all your glass shatters as it rolls over.
Okay, so I got something from Screen Rant.
I've already admitted a better tiny house.
Yes, you have. I've got an article from Screen Rant. Mm-hmm. It seems a little bit early in the year to be doing this, but this is their list of the 10 best movies of 2023.
Okay.
Would you like to go through this?
Sure.
And see what they say. All right, number 10. Megan, M3 Gan, whatever that robot was.
Oh, yeah, the horror movie with the robot. Yeah.
Okay.
With her incredibly disturbing and sexy dance.
Number 9, Dungeons and Dragons.
That was a really good flick.
Fun movie.
Ton of fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
Number 8, Creed 3. Didn't see it. Boxing.
I'm sure it was excellent.
Number 7, Scream 6.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Number 6.
I think it shows how weak the field is. That anything with a 6 in it is like high up on the list.
And there's only 6 movies better than it. All right, number 6, the Super Mario Brothers movie.
That was a decent flick.
Was it though?
Yeah.
All right. Number 5, Beau is Afraid. That movie looks wackadoo, like you can't.
Is that an A24 thing? It's got that feel to it.
Yeah, I don't know.
It seems like a multiverse thing, which is why I'm like,
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe not. Probably more, maybe not.
Number 4, Past Lives. That's the I think it's a Korean love story kind of thing.
Vaguely familiar.
Yeah.
Is that the one where we watched the trailer where the guy, they were sort of almost childhood sweethearts, like they had a thing, and she moves to America, States, and he as an adult he comes to find her.
Yeah.
And we were watching it going, that looks like that's going to be just sad as fuck. Can't wait to see it. Yeah.
Can't listen.
It had a charm.
You gotta feel things.
But do you though? Yeah, I think you do.
Anyone who's watched Ted Lasso knows you gotta feel things.
It's gotta get you in the feels.
Yeah.
But it just seemed like they were always sort of on the verge of real emotion, and then everything just got broken up. So.
Well, here's the thing. There's a sentence in this article that says, the end of Past Lives feels like a sigh of relief, and the moment a sob escapes the chest at the same time. Just the way you want to leave a movie theater.
Yeah,
I'm so glad that's over.
A sloppy, balding idiot.
Number 3, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Yes, great flick.
Great flick. Number 2, John Wick Chapter 4. Did you ever see it?
Still haven't seen it. Is it on streaming yet?
I think you got to rent it on streaming right now.
Well, might be worthwhile.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll go just buy the... I have the other 3 on digital.
So given the list here, what do you think they say the best movie of...
Top Gun Maverick, without question. It's got to be Top Gun Maverick.
I was going to make that joke, but it's not Top Gun Maverick. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, they're saying, is the best movie.
But is it, though?
What's the competition? Like Asteroid City not being on here?
Yeah.
Come on, that's a travesty.
Yeah.
Like I said, I enjoyed Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. It's just an incomplete movie.
Yeah, it was perfectly serviceable.
Yeah,
well, I take
visually stunning.
An hour and 50 minutes of it were perfectly serviceable. The rest of it was absolute chaff.
Yeah. Yeah.
It chafed me. I'm sorry, chafed me.
Oh, here we go. The Nerdist. They've come out with the Emmy nominations. So I went through to see how many
Ted Lasso got. Of course.
And it is nominated for the Best Comedy Series.
Cool.
So here are the nominees. Abbott Elementary, Barry, The Bear. I don't think of The Bear as a comedy. I've not seen any of it, but it doesn't seem like a comedy.
It's dramedy at best. I mean...
Yeah. The Jury Duty, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Only Murders in the Building, Ted Lasso, and Wednesday. Listen, Ted Lasso's got to win that.
I don't... Everything is corrupt. Everything has been corrupted. Most of those are not comedies. Wednesday is not a comedy.
Correct.
Only Murders in the Building has
really
comedic elements, but not a comedy. Yeah. I mean, what do you...
Even Marvelous Mrs. Maisel is more of a drama.
All of these... See, you're getting me on the rant. I
told you, I'm trying to get you right.
You were doing it. All of these things are in that category because they think it's easier to win in that category.
Okay.
It's such crap.
All right.
I mean, Marvelous Miss Maisel, maybe you could probably.
Well, there's comedy in it.
It's about it. Yeah, I don't think it's a comedy, but it's about a stand-up comic, so there's some comedy in there. Abbott Elementary absolutely is a comedy. It's a sitcom. What were the rest of them? Ted Lasso, absolutely a comedy.
Barry, not a comedy.
No.
It's about a serial killer.
No, he's about a hitman. Different.
Well, still, technically, I'm guessing he's a serial killer.
No, he's a hitman. He's just
having killed multiple people. He's a serial killer.
They pay him to do it. He doesn't do it because he loves to do it. In fact, part of the show is his struggle with what he does for a living.
Of these, I would only imagine that Abbott Elementary would be a pure
Go through the list again for me.
Abbott Elementary, Barry, The Bear, Jury Duty, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Jury Duty might. I think Jury Duty's played for laughs.
But yeah, I mean, it's Only Murders in the Building, Ted Lasso, and Wednesday. And
Ted Lasso is...
Yeah.
It is sitcom-esque. I mean, it's better than any sitcom, but it's supposed to be about the humor. That's the whole point of it.
Right, and it will make you laugh.
Yeah, so Ted Lasso, Abbott Elementary, and maybe Jury Duty belong in that category. The rest of them is people cheating. You're cheating!
All right, Best Actor in a Drama Series.
Okay.
Jason Sudeikis in Ted Lasso.
Wait a second, you just said that was a comedy. You can't give him a drama series nomination. Suck it.
Best Supporting Actor in a Drama Series. Phil Dunster and Brett Goldstein in Ted Lasso. Best Supporting Actress in a Drama Series. Juno Temple and Hannah Waddington in Ted Lasso.
You can't even get your bullshit right, man. You gotta call it one or the other. You can't,
Yeah, they don't have supporting actors in comedies. That's the thing. They're I don't understand why, but apparently they don't have.
Well, that's what the change needs to be, but...
Yeah.
It's all dumb. Our culture is dumb. It's the end of Empire, man.
So, Best Actor in a Drama Series.
And from a Joker's standpoint, if it all burns to the ground, I'm not going to be a bit so upset.
There's 5 nominees for Best Actor in a Drama Series. 4 of them are from the Best Comedy Series nominees.
They're so dumb. Why does anybody watch this crap?
And the last one... All right, so here
My wife watches these award shows. I'm like, please do not. I'm not watching this shit. I'm going to go upstairs and watch anime.
So Best Actor in a Drama Series. We got Bill Hader from Barry. But that is more of a drama.
That is
series.
a drama.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have these in that category.
Martin Short, only murders in the building. Okay.
But this is, once again, you're saying these are the drama series.
Yeah, but they're misrepresented somewhere in here. We have Jason Sudeikis, and then we have Jeremy Allen White in The Bear. The Bear is a drama. Like, that is... Like,
but once again, you can't have it in the best comedies and then nominate the actors for drama.
Yeah. The only other person is Jason Segel from Shrinking, which is a comedy. Which is supposed...
No, that's...
Is it a drama?
It's a dark comedy at best, yes.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's a drama in the same way Ted Lasso
it is actually a comedy like The Bear is a comedy. Like, they're funny. There's
Red Goldstein is one of the lead writers on that.
Yeah, there's amusing stuff, but it's about a guy who can't get over the death of his wife, and he's supposed to be a therapist. And he decides that he can do a better job by being honest with people as opposed to just doing the therapy crap.
Yeah.
But he gets beat up, and he helps people, but it's very hard on him and on everything. So there's humor, but no, that's a total drama.
Do you want to hear what the best drama series are?
Sure.
All right. Andor, Better Call Saul, The Crown, House of the Dragon, The Last of Us, Succession, The White Lotus, and Yellow Jackets.
Okay. So sad.
It is pretty sad.
Yeah.
It's pretty sad. Yeah. See, something's wrong. Maybe this is mislabeled because they do have... here's what they have. Right below that, they have Best Drama Series. Then they have Best Actor in a Drama Series. Mm-hmm. Best Actress in a Drama Series. And these are different lists. So I'm guessing they've just mislabeled.
Those are the best actors in a comedy series, right? Yeah. Okay. Maybe. I have to say, as much of a racket as network television is, it was better than what we're getting.
Yeah.
Once again, in all honesty, I think it's a system that's not sustainable and will collapse and is starting to collapse. Streaming is a bad model. It's a terrible model. It's never going to work.
All right, I'm going to give you the best actresses in comedy series, and you can tell me who you think is going to win.
Hannah Waddingham.
She's not. She's a supporting actress in a comedy series.
But she's so delicious.
Yeah, she is. So we have Christina Applegate in Dead to Me.
That's a great show.
Rachel Brosnahan, the marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Yep, she's great in that.
Quinta Brunson from Abbott Elementary. Natasha Lyonne.
That's supposed to be great. I've not really watched it.
Yeah, I've not watched much either. Natasha Lyonne for Poker Face and Jenna Ortega for Wednesday. Having not watched all these, it's unfair for me to ask you to watch.
No, I've watched almost all of those.
Except for Abbott Elementary.
Right, and that you said these were best actresses in a comedy?
Yes.
Because Dead to Me is not a comedy. But Christina Applegate is fantastic in that. But what's her name from Marvelous Miss Maisel?
Rachel Brosnahan.
It's hard. I mean...
Yeah.
Well, you said the last season wasn't necessarily great.
Yeah, I mean...
It was okay. What were the other ones?
Quinta Brunson from Abbott Elementary, Natasha Lyonne from Poker Face, and Jenna Ortega from Wednesday. I've seen Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Poker Face, and Wednesday.
Right.
And of those, I think Natasha Lyonne does the most interesting acting in them.
Maybe.
Although Jenna Ortega is kind of like a perfect Wednesday.
She's a perfect Wednesday. That's a little tricky because the whole concept of Wednesday is not necessarily anybody that emotes.
Right.
But she does do a lot of subtle stuff. But I would probably give it to Christina Applegate because Dead to Me is a weird show. And it's about a woman dealing with the death of her husband, who she finds out has been cheating on her after the fact, while she's still mourning, and she becomes best friends with a woman who she discovers.
Who plays Velma, right? Like,
It's you always
Jason Sudeikis.
It's Javier Sudeikis, the beautiful Javier Sudeikis.
Yes.
The sexiest of Velmas. She finds out that
you can't say that because you never watched the rest of that comic, the animated one.
Velma?
Yeah.
Fuck no, I didn't. But I watched a lot of videos talking about how terrible it was. And then she finds out that this woman who she meets in grief counseling, who becomes her best friend, is the woman who ran over her husband and killed him. Okay. So they deal. She deals.
Sounds like a laugh riot.
That's the thing. But there's humor in it because she has such anger, and she's a real estate agent who's, I think her husband's mother is also a real estate agent, and is just an absolute bitch to her, and she's always, like, every episode just trying to suppress her absolute rage and grief, like, all the time. It's the craziest performance, man. It's fantastic.
Linda Cardellini.
Yes. The beautiful and lovely wife of Hawkeye.
Yes. Soon to be Mockingbird.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, are we ready? Are we done with this?
Yeah.
Sorry I got you all ramped up.
I've decided Christina Applegate. No,
Jason Sudeikis has got to win, right? Against that crew?
For the best female comedy? Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
The best actor.
I'm going to give it to the woman in Abbott Elementary, because she's the only one nominated in actual comedy. She deserves to win all day long.
Well, then, best actor in a comedy: Bill Hader, Martin Short, Jason Segel, Jason Sudeikis, or Jeremy Allen White.
Jeremy Allen White's in what?
The Bear.
Jason Sudeikis is the only one that's in anything that remotely resembles a comedy. So fucking stupid.
All right, so if that's the case, we've got best supporting actor in a drama series. I'm going to take out all of the people who are not in, like Barry. So we have Phil Dunster in Ted Lasso, Brett Goldstein in Ted Lasso, James Marsden in Jury Duty, and Tyler James Williams in Abbott Elementary. I would give it to Brett Goldstein, just because I think I loved
Roy Kent is great.
Roy
Kent is great. I gotta give it to you, man. That and that's actually,
we watched the episode
tacitly a comedy.
We watched the Christmas episode last night where he's dealing with his niece's funky breath.
Yeah.
And his delivery of the "I think you're gonna die" line is so spot on. So funny.
He's fantastic in that. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, listen. Let's wrap this up.
We don't
need to talk any more about this.
Wrap it up, nerds. Oh, you got it. I don't need to do it. I can never remember whether we got it or we don't have it.
Yeah. When I'm here in person, I got it.
That might be overstating things, but yeah,
true.
Okay.
That's true. All right, well, the dame did speak, so it is time for us to wrap it up. As always, I've been Patrick.
And I have been Andy, not Top Gun Maverick.
Yes.
I wouldn't dare. Since he's saving Hollywood.
I cut it off.
Son of a bitch.
I cut it off before you got to that point.
You guys are weird.